Hey, Mega Moms, Jessica Hensley here with Real Estate Mega Moms, where we help moms create a life and a business that they love. Listen, sometimes it's a tongue twister, sometimes it just comes right off of my mouth, but you know what you're here for. And we are excited today to interview our up and coming star, Britney Bennett. I say that because she's very close to graduating from our coaching program, the micro team formula. And then also, kind of a plot twist, in the middle of our coaching program, she decided that we would be a good fit for her with EXP. So she's also now in my downline, and I'm so honored to have you here, Britney. So welcome to the podcast. Oh, I muted you. Sorry. Okay, but you're good. So Britney, tell us a little bit about you. How long have you been licensed, and what made you decide to get into real estate?
Okay, so I have been licensed for 6 years. I don't even think that my husband and I were even engaged yet. So like I was in politics before. I knew I didn't want to do politics anymore. And I was like, oh, obviously I'll just get my real estate license. Next.
Of course. Yeah.
No, but really, like, I knew that I wanted to have a family. I knew that I wanted to have flexibility, and which is funny if you're in real estate.
It's becoming more realistic, I think. Now I'm hoping, and we're going to explore that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. So you thought it was going to be more flexible for you, but your reality was you were working a lot.
Yes. Well, the further I got into it, my first year was, I had like 5 transactions my first year, which I thought was really awesome. I was like so proud of myself. And then the next year, I was pregnant and we got married. Like there was a lot of life things happening. But then as I started to get going, like it is a lot, running around and with a baby and trying to find care, like, okay, wait for the husband to get home so then I can run to a showing or two, then come back. And especially like between like nursing, that was like a whole nother element. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I bet. So you, I know, have been averaging around 30 transactions-ish per year. Mm-hmm. So Britney, how did you start to kind of get the momentum in your business with babies and nursing and all the things?
Oh man. I want to say like I got involved in some mom groups. Honestly, that was like the best thing mentally and like for my well-being. That was like the best thing I could have done, just like surrounding myself with other moms who are like going through that, that stage. But also I got to know the people. And so that kind of just came out of there, and like referrals started coming as I started getting involved in like our community. And then those clients understand you have a baby. So if you have to bring the baby, you have to bring the baby, right? And they're like, some of them are like, please bring the baby, right? So it's harder when they get older, actually.
Yep.
You can't bring toddlers in a house very well. In my experience, it just doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know if that answered your question.
It did, and honestly, it's pretty similar to my story too. You've probably heard I was part of MOPS, which is Mothers of Preschoolers, and I made so many genuine, friendships from that, and just going on play dates, and then like you said, I mean, I don't know if you did it with the intention of getting business. I didn't necessarily. I just wanted community because I really didn't have a lot of friends in the area. I didn't have a big church that I went to. And there was a lot of people that had babies in the same stage of life as I was in. So I was just looking for friends. And it just kind of happened that it ended up fueling my real estate business. I mean, like a crazy amount. So I love that that's your story too.
I was new to the area as well. So like my husband had connections. He grew up here, but I did not. So I was really starting from fresh, and it felt like I was at a disadvantage in real estate because I didn't know anybody's. But I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to go and, I don't know, meet some moms, I guess.
I think that that's the best way to do it, right? I mean, and the cool thing about building your business that way is that client base grows with you. So in the beginning, right, these are new moms, so they're probably younger, maybe like in their 20s, and looking for that first home. And then as your kids grow and you stay in touch, which I know you've developed a client, past client program like we talk about in our groups. And so they're going to grow, and then they're going to be selling and growing out of their home and having to upgrade, or, it's just going to grow with you. You're just going to find this awesome snowball of a business. And I'm so excited for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We should tell everyone where you're located.
Oh yeah. I'm in Dayton, Ohio.
So what is the average price point of a home there?
About 250,000.
So still very affordable, and still, especially for that first time home buyer.
Yes. Yes.
What type of clients were you getting, or have you been working with this last 6 years?
I still work with a lot of first time home buyers. I have worked in the last couple of years, I've worked with a lot of military, because we have a huge military base here. So a lot of military clients coming and going, honestly. So
was that kind of a organic client base as well? Did you meet some of these moms in your groups?
I don't even think they were moms. I think they were like on Facebook groups, the Facebook mom groups, actually. A couple from there, and then just also referrals through the years. Some open houses. Sometimes there are open houses. I've got some good clients from open houses.
So, Brittany, I have a lot of people that will ask me, okay, Jessica, you tell me to join these mom groups, start up a play date, go on maybe Facebook and the moms groups like you're talking about. But they don't know how, some people that are watching may not know how to go from friend and just like having a general conversation to real estate coming up. So, what were some ways that you steered the conversation, or how did you respond when people would ask about it?
Yeah. I don't know that I ever pushed it. It was always it just kind of came up. I mean, especially if I'm like, hey, I have to run to a showing, or like, oh, I can't make it because of this, or like that kind of is natural. But people naturally also just talk about the house. Like, oh, hey, I just moved here, or oh, yeah, like we really need a basement. Like we're really growing out of our house, or just things like that. I think it just naturally comes up in conversation. I have found that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've necessarily steered it. If I'm in a mom's group on the Facebook group, I will like that's a different tactic. Like I'm messaging people like, hey, saw you posted you're looking for, looking at daycares in the area, like you're moving to the area, would love to help you. Like that's a different kind of thing.
And so was that kind of scary, just like showing up in people's, sliding into their DMs, or
Yeah. I mean, after being in real estate for a little while, I think you kind of get used to like you're just gonna have to reach out sometimes.
Yeah.
For me, that's better than cold calling. So I'll take
Totally. Yeah. And you can kind of see who you're going to be dealing with, like sort of create their profile a little bit, right? And see, okay, this looks like somebody I would want to work with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Honestly, like one of my very favorite like clients, like we're best friends now because I was just like, you seem to like what I like. Like, I just kind of want to get to know you when you get here. Let's have a play date. Like, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
And you know what, Brittany, like that seems so scary. So, I mean, that seems scary to me, even to message people that, but at the same time, I think we need to remember that they're probably looking for connection too. They're looking for a friend too. Right. And so if you're coming at it from, kind of a genuine place of, hey, I'm looking for more friends, essentially. You like what I like. I see you're moving to the area. Like, yeah, I'd love to, let's connect. When you get here, let's have a cup of coffee. That seems scary, even just saying it, honestly.
I know. It was a little scary. I don't do that often. Like, it's not something I do all the time. It was just, I think it was God. Like, obviously wanted us to be friends. So
yeah. No, I mean, I'm happy you do it. We've taken, I don't know if you've ever took the personality assessments that we talked about in the coaching group, the Cloverleaf. I've taken mine, and I'm an introvert. And so everybody on my team, they're all extroverts. And it's so interesting to me, that I don't know. I mean, I have no problem getting on these podcasts and posting, but I do not like messaging people. Like, that scares me. So, but you have to do what you have to do, right? It takes what it takes. Yeah. So, okay. So we've established that you're a hustler, right? You're going to go after the business. You're looking for opportunity, and you're just, seizing the day, seizing the moment to put yourself in the circumstance to get the business. So now that we know that you're successful and you have 2 kids under 4, it was just becoming more than you could keep up with. Is that kind of where you were at the beginning of the year?
Yes. So yeah, I had my second child last year and took a little bit of a step back, just to, be home with my baby. And I gave myself a year. I mean, mentally, I gave myself a year. I was still working transactions, but um, I had everybody 2020 to 2022, it was just nuts. And I think I was burning out. I was burnt out. So it was good that I had a little break. Um, Again, I was still doing real estate, but I wasn't hustling, going to open houses all the time. But I knew that, like, having 2 kids, I'm like, I just don't want to be running around all the time like that. I just can't. So I don't know. I was really at a place where I'm like, am I going to continue in real estate, or like, can I, or do I just need to be home, with my kids? Or like, can I do both? So that's kind of where I came to when I found you. So I think I was searching in the Facebook groups. I'm like, how does anybody know how to make a team with help? That's like, how are people doing this?
So did you post in our group? Is that what
I think
happened?
I did. I
Okay.
think I posted in every real estate Facebook group I could find.
Did I slide in your DMs, Brittany? Maybe I'm more comfortable doing that. I don't know.
No, you didn't. You were commenting. You were commenting.
So okay, so you were like, help, I'm desperate here. I need to figure this out, because you identified that if you're going to stay in real estate, that you needed help. And
Yes.
if I remember right, our first call, you basically had someone
Mhm.
that had already approached you, that you guys felt like you guys were going to work well together.
Yeah. So I guess I should go back a little bit, because at the beginning of this year, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to continue in real estate, which is crazy to me because I've really built up my business. But when you have 2 little kids, you just feel pulled. Um, and then that's when Jennifer came to me, and so we've worked at the same brokerage for like forever. And she took a little bit of a break from real estate, came back. She wasn't really sure if she wanted to get back into it. We had one conversation, and by the end of that conversation, she was just like, "What if I could help you?" And like I never really thought about that, but and I have no idea how that could work, but yes. So then we started to like talk, and we didn't know how it could look like. And so that's when I went into like all the Facebook groups asking for help. Like, how do people structure this? I don't want to be a big team. I just want some help. And does that mean I have a buyer's agent? And like, yeah. And what does that look like? So
Yeah. And I love that you did that. I think not everyone, especially someone like you that's a hustler, that's kind of like you figure things out. Not all of us are willing to look for help, right? We're just like, okay, I've got this. What, I trust you. We can make this work. And what I see a lot of times happen, and I think this is the direction you guys might have been going, was more of a partnership.
mhm.
And that's really scary. And I mean, not that it never works. And obviously, your Jennifer's amazing. I've gotten to meet her, and she's kind of been part of our coaching group as well, and she's awesome. But I think that a lot of times successful agents are desperate for help, and because they're desperate, they see someone that they think is their lifeline. And they're like, oh, I'm so grateful that you're helping me. I'm just going to split everything with you 50-50,
Mhm.
and they feel like that other person's going to put their all in, be as excited, be as dedicated. When in reality, the team leader is the one that's built the business and they just need help, there's a better way. You can be more strategic instead of splitting everything. And the same goes for hiring a buyer's agent. It's like, oh, I need help. So I'm going to refer all my buyers to you and I'll just take the listings. Well, you know what? Those buyers turn into sellers. So you're sacrificing not only half of your commission now, but your future business. So it's not a good idea. So I'm glad that we found each other and that we figured out a better way for both you and Jennifer.
Yeah. Yeah. And right off the bat, she was like, I want to help you with your business. She is just a very humble person. And I feel really blessed to even like have her in my life. Like, she's just like, I don't want this to be about me. Like, I want to for your business, and so it started off on a really good foot. We just didn't know how to structure it. I'm like, okay, well, what does this look like? Yeah. So as we started to, like, when we met you and then we started to go through some of that, we were able to get like a little bit more structure down. But I think at the beginning we were like, oh, obviously everything has to be 50-50 because that's how you do it.
And you're so generous and just a really kind person. And I know you would never want to take advantage. And what we've identified is really understanding where Jennifer can help, how she gets compensated, and how her own sphere in business, how it can be kind of structured a little differently. So everyone wins. Like, there is no taking advantage in this situation. Everyone has a clear expectation and they can go all in and be rewarded for everything they do. But, we should, as team leaders, we should assume that everyone's going to do what's best for them. And we should not be ashamed of doing what's best for us.
Yeah. And I think that can get dicey when you're just like wanting help and okay, well, let's just figure this out. But, and we, from the beginning, we were like, this has to be a win-win. And, if we're doing this, like, I want to take off stress from you. Like, what do you need? Like, because what's going to prevent her from just being her own agent, And so if I'm taking off pressure and then that's worth it for her. And then if she's helping me in other aspects, then that's worth it for me. So I can focus on like the marketing of the business, those kind of things.
Yeah. So kind of describe your journey with the micro team formula and just experience with coaching with us. What were some ahas that you have, and how is your business different from before you came into the program? What does it look like today?
Oh, well, I mean, just like right off the bat, all the spreadsheets have been like amazing. I love spreadsheets, and I didn't realize how much I like spreadsheets. Like, everything needs to be in a spreadsheet from now on. It's just has to be in a spreadsheet. So having those templates was really key. I mean, just going through and just having the structure already there and just not having to like recreate the wheel. I just hate that. I'm like, someone has done this, So I just appreciate you just like handing it all over, really. I mean, with the org chart has been really helpful. Just saying, okay, these are the different roles and this is what's within them. And then even over on like the transactional side, just having the transactions, all in a spreadsheet. So yeah, I would say spreadsheets.
Yeah. Well, and like on the org chart, I feel like you guys now have a really clear vision of how the company's ran, because even though you're a real estate agent and you went from solo to micro team, you're still a company, right? And understand kind of thinking of your business like a business. And so you guys know exactly what the structure looks like and where you fit and what your job is.
Yes, that's really helpful and like necessary so that everybody knows what their role is. Like, okay, do you do that or do I do that? And we're still in the process of figuring that out. Like, we're still tweaking and okay, I feel like you should do that, or maybe I should do that next time, so communication is obviously key.
Yeah, for sure. I love that, Brittany. And you guys have shown up weekly and kind of done the work. And so I will say, like, I'm so proud of you and I love seeing your business take off and that it's working for you guys. So we also had another change during this time. So you and I talked the first time. We decided that you'd be a perfect fit for the micro team, got you onboarded, got to talk to Jennifer. We kind of got some of that situated while you're going through the program. And then you said to me, I'm thinking about moving to EXP. And I've already talked to lots of people about EXP. So I really don't know if I want to name you, but I'd be open to having a conversation. So, in fact, it was a hard decision, wasn't it? You prayed about it. You were kind of torn up about it a little bit. So tell me about like, why EXP? And then why did you choose me as your sponsor?
Okay, so yeah, our first conversation was pretty cool because you were like, well, let me just pull up my spreadsheet. And I'm like, oh, I like that.
Okay, if you can't tell, I'm addicted to spreadsheets too. I always tell people my brain works in spreadsheets. So, like, you're my kind of person right there.
Yes, absolutely. And so Jennifer was on the call with me. And so we're both like on Zoom, I think. And you pulled up the spreadsheet and just kind of going through, I don't remember what you called it, but
I think it was a broker comparison.
yeah, broker
Yeah.
comparison. So we just kind of went through like, what the numbers looked like and what the difference was. And it was pretty significant based on like my past production. So at that point, I kind of knew that I wanted to come over to EXP because had done some research, and not only that, like it was a really hard decision on leaving. I think anytime you leave a brokerage that you've been at for a while, I think it's just hard. Um, but I knew that there were some opportunities and like just the collaboration, and especially, I mean, even within like what I was experiencing at Mega Moms. So I think that was really cool. But I think, yeah, at that point, I just knew that, we wanted to make the move, and I was kind of waiting for Jennifer to be ready too. And yeah, when we met with you, we were just like, we really like we like Jessica, and we love that she's really invested and can also speak to just a lot of the elements within EXP. So again, I feel like we just came over, so like I'm still
Right.
everything
It's
too.
pretty fresh. Well, I just know that you were kind of interviewing others, and obviously, there's a lot of really great people at EXP and a lot of great downlines or uplines, I should say. Ours is the fast forward movement. And so you've gotten to go to the Monday calls. I know, again, you're pretty much brand new to us, but what has your experience been like so far with fast forward?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool to get on a Zoom call with like 500 people. I mean, it's like a lot, but everyone's just kind of chiming in and giving advice for like new agents and also for like huge mega teams. So it's pretty neat. But I think also just having all the people in like the your upline too as well, like the moms. So I mean, I feel like I haven't even fully tapped into everything.
Definitely not. Yeah, I mean, and I'm honestly, I still don't. Like, there's so much. Fast Forward
Mhm.
has something going on almost every day, and then we also have like Lauren Taylor, who's part of our upline
Yeah.
and she has 125,000 followers on Instagram. She, I believe, she started on Instagram like in December, so she's gained all of that since in like 6 months. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And then Randy Mendez is in our upline, and so
Mhm.
you really do have like some powerhouse
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So I love that for you, and I love that you chose us.
Yeah. It's so exciting.
So yeah, so you're excited about the future. What does the future look like for Brittany Bennett?
Oh my goodness. The future looks like me and Jennifer getting more of the structure in place that we have now, but also eventually hiring a transaction coordinator. Because right now Jennifer is doing like all three of the roles that we've identified, showing agent, transaction coordinator, and listing coordinator. So eventually we're going to hire a transaction coordinator. But I mean, eventually, like I would hope to see that it grows in that, not to be a big mega team, but just as our business grows, that I will be able to hire other people for those positions, maybe marketing. That would be a great thing.
Yeah, 'cause that's where you sit right now, isn't
That's where I sit right now. Yeah. It's good because like you always say, is like you have to do it first so that you can hire what you want. And so I'm still navigating like what I want that to look like. And so it's exciting because I'm going to figure that out and then I can pass that on.
Yes. Yeah, I'm actually in the process of like reworking some stuff too. So if you're following me on Instagram, you're going to notice I'm posting more reels on my real estate page. because I'm doing that. I'm like hiring myself again for the marketing position. Not that anything's happened to our current marketing person, but I have a vision for what I want to have happen. So I can kind of say, map it out for her, and then she can just replicate it later. So I feel like no matter what stage you're at, Brittany, you kind of have to pick up, kind of assess, is this position as effective as it can be? Let me pick it up. Let me kind of mess with it and then hand it back. So hire yourself and then fire yourself as quickly as you possibly can, is what we say. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And the ultimate goal for me is to be able to be home more with my kids. So
Yeah.
that's really the ultimate goal. I mean, I'm putting a lot of hours in now. And it's kind of the sacrifice we're taking right now. But the goal is to have more time with my babies. So
yeah, absolutely. I love that. Well, Brittany, thank you for coming on the show today. So if anyone wants to send you a referral, again, where do you serve and how can they reach you?
Yes, I am in Dayton, Ohio, and you can find me on Instagram. It's probably the best place, at Britney Bennett Realtor.
Love it.
Yeah.
And it's Britney like Britney Spears, right?
Britney like Britney Spears. Yep. Oh yeah. 1TNY. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she teases me because I tend to spell her name wrong. She's like, it's Britney like Britney Spears.
It's the best comparison I have. Okay.
No, I love it. All right, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.